Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Wednesday weekly check in. This is John Shugart, the pastor of Glendale Heights United Methodist Church. I am getting on here a little bit early this evening. I know that there is a vice presidential debate that people are probably eager to watch this evening, or if you're not, then you can go back about your business, whatever you've got going on this evening. Just a few updates this evening. I turned in all of our charge conference paperwork today. So thank you to those who helped fill it out, specifically our chairpersons for our committees. And thank you all for your flexibility and understanding, as this was a different year and there has not been as much ability to gather or meet to discuss these things. Again, if you do have any questions about charge conference paperwork, I know that's at the front of your mind right now. You can certainly email or call me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. This is going to be a virtual charge conference on October 21st at 7:45 p.m. I have the Zoom link, and I will send it out when we get closer to the date. If you need help with Zoom, please feel free to reach out to me. And it's really, I think, going to be kind of a stopgap or a holdover until next year, hopefully, when we can get back in person and have more of our normal routine as the church. That's what we hope and pray for 2021 as we get closer and closer to the end of this year. Along with that, the worship committee is going to have a meeting this Saturday to discuss the rest of the year, to discuss Advent, to discuss some things that we are going to potentially do for Advent this year. So I will update you when that meeting happens, and for the next time that we do that we have a check-in or that we are in church this Sunday, I can update you on some of that and let you know what we're going to do for Advent. It's going to look different this year for sure, but we hope that there will be the spirit of why we celebrate Christmas, why we celebrate Advent, and hopefully we can do some things that are meaningful for our congregation. We also have for communion next in November and December, we are going to talk through what that looks like if it's cold, if it's prohibitively cold. What will likely happen is that we will just do communion the way that we have been. We may do the drive-by thing again rather than have people sit out for the liturgy, but we'll talk about that at this meeting and we will let you know. I think that the outside communion's been going really well. It's been great to see everyone. It's been great to have an opportunity to take communion together and to kind of just keep it simple, but provide that space for people to take communion and to see one another safely. And I want to continue to do that as long as we can, as long as the weather permits us to do so. If we are going to do communion outside in November and December, just be aware that it's probably going to get cooler and cooler. So if you need to bring a blanket or a jacket that's heavier than normal, I would recommend doing that. I think that is all the announcements I have for this week. We again turned in our charge conference paperwork, and we will be notifying you with the link to watch that as we get closer to October 21st. And again, thank you so much to everyone who helped fill those things out, those forms that we do every year, and we love doing them. It was more difficult this year because it all had to be done via email. So I appreciate everyone who helped out with that. This evening, we certainly want to continue to pray for our world and our country, for a global pandemic, for an election season that's divisive, for all of the things that are going on in our lives as a congregation and as individuals. And so I just lift up all of those things that are on people's hearts and minds this evening. I pray you have a good rest of your week and that you will join us at 11 a.m. on Facebook Live for worship this week. And until then, I'll say a prayer from St. Augustine from my trusty little field guide for daily prayer. So if you'll pray with me. Breathe in me, O Holy Spirit, that my thoughts may all be holy. Act in me, O Holy Spirit, that my work, too, may be holy. Draw my heart, O Holy Spirit, that I love but what is holy. Strengthen me, O Holy Spirit, to defend all that is holy. Guard me then, O Holy Spirit, that I always may be holy. May you be holy and have a good rest of your week. Amen.